Canada is made up of attributes that have helped shape and develop its identity. Some of these attributes have to do with historical times, which varies from wars all the way to the first happening of Medicare. Today, we'll be telling you 3 things that have developed Canada into the country it is today.
Women's roles in history have changed over time drastically. Before the First World War, women were housewives and weren't allowed to work, vote, or even share their opinions without being restrained. However, that all changed when the war began. Seeing as a lot of factories began to go understaffed at the rush of the amount of items needed, women were allowed to work. They canned soup, manufactured goods, made weapons, including bombs. They were capable of these jobs and began demanding to be paid equal wages as men were.
One of the biggest events that happened globally was the First World War. The First World War was considered the Great War. About 70 million people died, in which 60,000 were Canadians. Canadians defended the British and offered their soldiers supplies. World War II began in September of 1939. Earlier, Hitler and the Nazi Party had taken over Germany in 1933, and they took over Poland. In March of 1938, they invaded Austria and took over all of Czechoslovakia. Later in 1939, England and France declared war, which began the Second World War.
Medicare is one of the most talked about subjects globally. The Tommy Douglas healthcare plan started in 1962, which was without federal government support in 1968. There were 13 provincial and territorial healthcare insurance plans that were funded through taxes. Many doctors want to strike, even though it would take away the control of patient care.
As you can tell, these 3 things have shaped and changed Canada's future forever. Whether it will help us thrive as a community or bring us down as a country is unknown. Only time will tell what happens.